who's been a leader in this city for 4 decades. Luis Miranda is from Puerto Rico, but he is a New Yorker. His impact on our city in the arts, in healthcare, in politics, everything. Luis is the guy. He happens to also be chairman of the Broadway League, Viva Broadway. Thank you, Luis. I say, without his help, this also probably wouldn't happen. That would be very true. But tonight, he's also the proudest papa on Broadway. You know, he has this son, Lin-Manuel, who's written a couple of shows, and they're kind of successful, so we're awfully proud to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my friend, Luis Miranda.
So, guys, when I didn't know any English, I was in Vega Alta, Puerto Rico, and I loved show tunes. I didn't know what they meant. I didn't know the plot, but there was something very special about a Broadway tune that grabbed my heart and my mind. So it's very special for me to now be part of Viva Broadway, and that my son is part of this great community. This event, it's always possible because we have friends in the corporate community. I have to start with ARP, because 4 years ago, ARP said presente, and we started having these celebrations just before Hispanic Heritage Month. We are happy now to welcome Spectrum that is participating with us, and in fact, it's taping the entire thing to create PSAs that we will begin to show to celebrate Broadway and Hispanic Heritage Month. And I want to welcome also Coca-Cola. If you're sitting around, you're going to get a bottle that says Viva Broadway. So drink it at my name. And of course, now I have the best job. And it's to introduce someone who really needs no introduction. He is an Emmy Award winner, a 2-time Tony nominee, a comedian, a screenwriter, a producer, an all-around guy who is coming to Broadway this fall, again, in Latin history for morons. So, for those of you out there who you think that fit the bill, you gotta go to see the show. If it doesn't, it really doesn't matter. I'm not a Latin history for moron. I saw it at the Public Theater, and it is fantastic. John Leguizamo.
Thank you, Luis, sharpest dressed man here. You look fantastic, man. Thank you for your kind words, and thank you for making this happen and being such a great man. It's so glad to be part of Viva Broadway, to be back on Broadway, my 6th show. It's crazy. I mean, Broadway is sort of the gateway of all cultural things in America, and to be a part of it is incredible. My show, Latin History for Morons, is for morons like myself who didn't know anything about Latin history and our contributions to this country. And the fact that we were here in the American Revolution, the Civil War, War of 1812, the French and Indian American War, World War I, World War II. And the genesis of my show was my son was being bullied at school with some racial slurs. Yeah, in New York City it can happen. And I started to ask myself, how could that be happening to my son in this city? And I started to think, it's history textbooks that were not included. Our contributions are erased. And so I worked my ass off, pardon me, to figure out where our contributions were. And then I found all this incredible information. And it's in my show, Latin History for Morons. And it's a lot funnier in the show than what I'm making it out to be right now. Now, this initiative, the Broadway League, is not just about bringing Latinos and Latina audiences to the theater, but also about letting people know that there are many opportunities to work on Broadway, both on stage and backstage. That the theater is one of New York City's most important homegrown industries. And that the Broadway League has been working to get the word out there that there are many career paths on Broadway open to Latinos and New Yorkers and all my New Yorkers. In addition to performers like the ones we're going to celebrate tonight, there are directors, there are designers, ushers, electricians, wardrobe supervisors, playwrights like myself. And now, people, it's my pleasure to welcome an up-and-coming Broadway star whose name you better remember, because you're going to be hearing it over and over again. He was raised in a tiny village of Sayulito, Mexico. Poca madre, no manches, güey. His name is Rodney Ingram, went to high school in Paris, France, which is perfect preparation for his current role, because Rodney made his debut as the understudy for the title role of Aladdin, but he is now starring as Raoul in The Phantom of the Opera, the longest running musical on Broadway, which celebrates its 30th anniversary on Broadway in January. And here to sing Mexico Lindo y Querido, please welcome Rodney Ingram.
All right, what a great honor this is tonight to celebrate Latinos y Latinas. This song is something that when I grew up in the little tiny village in Sayulita, Mexico, I had the mariachis singing all day long with me. These are the songs that I grew up singing. These are the songs that my grandfather used to sing to me, and to be able to sing that today here in the middle of Times Square is such an honor. And so we're gonna kick it off here on Mexican Independence Day, no less. So Viva Mexico, let's hit it. De la guitarra mía, al despertar la mañana, quiere cantar su alegría a mi tierra mexicana. Yo le canto a sus volcanes, a sus praderas y flores, que son como talismanes, el amor de mis amores. México lindo y querido, si muero lejos de ti, que digan que estoy dormido y que me traigan aquí, que digan que estoy dormido y que me traigan aquí.
off key. Anyway, our next performer currently has the sweetest gig on Broadway. She plays the Russian ballerina Veruca Salt 8 times a week in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the hit musical now delighting audiences just around the corner at the Lin-Manuel Theater. And her name is Emma Pfaeffle, the daughter of immigrants from Cuba and Nicaragua, so she's a Cubanica, and an alumna of Ballet Hispanico. She made her Broadway debut at the same theater in Finding Neverland, and here to perform a classic Cuban tune that you all know. Please welcome Emma Pfaeffle.
I'm so proud and excited to be here representing the Cubanas and the Latinos of New York and of this country. So I'm here to sing a song that I grew up listening to, de La Reina Celia Cruz, the most famous poem by Jose Martí, Guantanamera. ¡Hey! ¿Y cantan conmigo?
De morir, yo quiero cantar los versos del alma. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. Y una rosa blanca en junio como en enero. Sincero, que me das un mano grande. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, azúcar. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. Mi verso es de verde claro y de un carmín encendido. Es un ciervo herido que busca en el monte amparo. ¡Vamos! Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. ¡Otra vez! Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guantanamera.
What a performance, what a performer. I love doing that song on karaoke night when, like, about 4 tequilas in. Right? I know it. And now I get to introduce, this is a huge honor for me. And this kid is from way, way uptown in Inwood, who, through the force of sheer talent and genius, became a superstar in America. On Broadway, in Hollywood, in history classrooms, all from coast to coast. He's got Tonys, Emmys, Grammys, Drama Desk, Outer Critics Circles. Did I miss a couple? I think I did. He may be an EGOT someday. That's a good thing. That means somebody who has an Oscar, an Emmy, and a Grammy. And you may think his ego is way up in the heights. Now you know what I'm talking about, right? I think you're getting it. But he's actually one of the most down-to-earth guys I've ever met. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Lin-Manuel Miranda. What's up, Times Square?
who were just walking by? You walked by on a real good day. So check this out. The person I get to introduce is one of my favorite singers alive. And here's the joy. She was the star of my first show in the Heights. She is now starring in Hamilton up the street. Her friends call her the Beast because she's just got all the notes. She can sing everything and it always comes from her heart. And I had the opportunity to write a new song for her new album, which is called Fearless. It drops October 20th. It'll be pre-ordered right now on iTunes. She's performing at the Cafe Carlisle from October 24th to November 4th. But she's singing this song I wrote for the first time in the middle of Times Square. I could not be more excited. Please give it up for my friend, singing Fearless, Mandy Gonzalez.
This is for the dreamers. We begin fearless. We crawl and walk, we run until we fall. Begin again, begin again. We climb until the world puts up a wall. We learn to flinch, we don't remember when. We feel the pinch of don't do that again. Endless list of don't do that again. Don't do that again. They put us in boxes, affix us with the label on the side. They win again, they win again. We dim the lights, we shut the door and hide. But as we grow and make this place our own, I let you in, and I am less alone. I am less alone, I am less alone, I am less alone. You remind me of something I've always known. Soldiers overseas, she was doing her part. She was 17. My father responded, he was stationed overseas, and he won her heart slowly, sight unseen. He writes her wait for me, and I'll survive this war. A year goes by, and there's a soldier at the door. Her parents raged, she didn't know. She has to choose to stay or go. And I am here 'cause they were fearless. They stood their ground and they were fearless. They blazed a trail by being fearless. Begin again, fearless. So when we find each other fearless, we're right behind each other fearless. The walls are gone when we are fearless. Begin again, we can be fearless. We can try to change the world, and when we fall, begin again, check in again. I know that you and I can do it all. And when the fear's the only thing that's real, you let me in, and I begin to feel fearless.
Oh my God.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. That was so emotional.
Yeah.
She plays Angelica in Hamilton now.
She
huh?
plays Angelica in Hamilton. She's
Whoa.
gonna do a whole show now after that. Give it a big up for Randy Gonzalez.
The performers, Emma Pfaeffle and Mr. Ingram.
Incredible.
Fantastic.
We have one more performance to go. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Our final performance is from a show created for Broadway by a couple of immigrants from Cuba, and boy did they get the job done.
Right, Gloria and Emilio Estefan wrote this story about themselves and their struggle from Havana to Miami, from the streets of Miami, and their road to superstardom. The show started in 2015 and played over 746 performances, something like that, right? A really long run, and at every performance, the audience at some point would get up on their feet and do the conga.
Although the show has ended its run here in New York City, it is proof positive that Broadway is New York's best cultural export. The national tour of On Your Feet kicks off in Buffalo, New York next week, and then
Buffalo!
What's up,
You ever been
Buffalo?
there? It's a cold-ass city,
Hell
boy.
yeah! And then heads down to the Estefan's hometown of Miami, Florida. It will also travel to 60 additional cities across the country here to close tonight's event. It's a special treat from the show created by the show's Tony-nominated choreographer, Sergio Trujillo. Please welcome Broadway's original Gloria, as I call her, Villafañe West, Ana Villafañe, with other cast members from On Your Feet.
On your feet!
All right, Times Square. I had the honor. ¡Qué orgullo estar aquí! ¿Dónde está mi gente? What an honor to interpret the life of Gloria Estefan for 3 years on the Great White Way, which is full of all colors, and just like this country, because this is what an American looks like. So shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, baby, say you love me. 5, 6, 7 times. They tell me you're shy, boy, but I want you just to say, don't play innocent with me. You know it's not just fun and games. When I look into your eyes, so much passion burns inside. But if you need some coaxing, I will do it. Step by step, there's nothing to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, baby, say you love me. 5, 6, 7 times. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just gonna keep on counting until you are mine. Out of your shell, boy, here we go like hand in glove. You're afraid of giving in, but I am never giving up on your love. So no matter what it takes, I will steal your heart away. Take a chance for once you won't be ready. Want my love, just come and get it. Come and get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, baby, say you love me. 5, 6, 7 times. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just gonna keep on counting until you are mine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, baby, say you love me. 5, 6, 7 times. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just gonna keep on counting until you are mine. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you everyone for attending tonight's concert. Viva Broadway! Have a great night!